93.9 FM for the best mix of traditional, classic, country, contemporary, and Caribbean gospel in New Providence, Bahamas.
Lord, why Grammy been telling me come to church for so long? But I tell him I ain't gonna make a bills to pay. Ain't got time for that. Lord, look at me now. I coming. Grandma, oh grandma, I come in the church. All my clothes them ready, all your prayers they wait. See I get up early, I could get up and start going down to the altar to give the Lord my heart. Grandma, oh grandma, I come in the church. All my clothes them ready, all your prayers they wait. Stop all the excuses, I need me a fresh start. Time for me to get it right, giving God my heart. See, I's a boss man, working really hard. Most days of my life, I from job to job. Keep working. All I try to do in life is succeed, yeah. So I work real hard to supply my needs. Grandma say, I see, you're working really hard. Well, tell me, boy, what you gonna do for the Lord? Oh, grandma, I come in the church. All the folks them ready, all your prayers they wait. See, I get up early, I could get a fresh start. Going down to the altar to give the Lord my heart. Oh, grandma, I come in the church. All the folks them ready, all your prayers they wait. Stop all the excuses, I need me a fresh start. Time for me to get it right, giving God my heart. Grandma say, boy, everything you own, didn't get it by yourself, gonna God alone. There's no need for you to be stressing out. Everything you need, boy, God can work it out. Grandma say, now tell me, boy, what you gonna do? Oh, grandma, come in the church. All the clothes them ready, all your prayers they wait. See, I get up early, I could get a fresh start. Going down to the altar to give the Lord my heart. Oh, grandma, come in the church. All the clothes them ready, all your prayers they wait. Stop all the excuses, I need me a fresh start. Time for me to get it right, giving God my heart. Tell me what you gonna do. I'm coming, should I come in? I come in the church. Thank you, Grammy, for praying for me. Thank you, Grammy, for praying for me.
Hope you're doing well. It is 5 minutes to 6. No, it's 6 minutes to 6 o'clock on this beautiful 12th day of August. We're a little bit late today, but that's all right. We can hear you. But it's only appropriate that you are late on this day because this Vauxhall Day. This is the day we celebrate being late. This is the day where the whole nation celebrates lateness.
The newest get there late.
Yeah. This the day. This
a couple hours.
Yeah. A whole week in one. Yeah. This the day that we celebrate as the Bahamas.
Sean on that again.
It's okay to be late.
We celebrate being late today. So all of you, first thing to all of you Foxhillians, Hillians or Hillians? Foxhillians. I Sean mic in on. I can't hear him in the mic. You say 5? You say 6 now. Which one? 5 or 6? Talk again, Sean.
That's the phone. I say phone. And I say phone.
That's phone. I can't. We ain't getting them.
Which one is this?
All the way up. Go again.
Foxhillians.
I still ain't getting them.
I hear him a little bit.
You hear him a little bit?
Yeah,
all right.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
if we don't hear him, that's fine.
Can radio land hear me? That's what's the boss.
It don't matter if I can hear myself.
No, don't matter. We can hear you loud and strong. All right, so we're here in Barbershop Talk, and we're glad that you tuned in. Hope you had a wonderful day today. This is
Why you switch my mic?
This is I don't know, boys. This is a record-breaking day. This is a new. We can hear you, bro. You loud and clear. We got you.
So record-breaking, I had to document this.
Oh boy. Oh boy, this is powerful.
That's what I
so those of you tuning in, please go ahead and share the link if you're on any of social media platforms. Please go ahead and share it. We're on YouTube on Glory 93.9. We're on Bishop Denczil page on Glory 93.9 page.
I
We're
bet you
on,
when Lincoln was here.
we are. Oh boy,
Are you sure? Or you wasn't there?
he wasn't here.
Oh, that's why.
He wasn't here.
Lincoln is not in the house.
No, he's only asked. I remember he wasn't there.
Yeah. Okay. This can't be
camera's
another
right.
level. Now I was told that we have a guest coming today. Obviously, I'm not in charge of nothing because I was told that we have a guest coming today, and I was also told that the guest said there are certain things he don't want to talk about. I just being totally honest. That's what.
Why they think that's a joke though?
That's the message. Like we.
But you know what? We gotta get a guest break because he said he was coming, and the first day he said he was coming, he came. And
That
he ain't say he coming, and he ain't show up 2 weeks.
that distinguishes him from most of our other guests.
Yeah, man.
Well, the other politicians that
Because he
we had
mentioned
on.
last week he was coming this week.
Yeah, well, Sean noticed.
Yeah.
They got it there, me.
Yeah, and he coming.
Now, is it Sean's fault because Sean invited that last politician, or is it that Tito and his?
Sean ain't consistent.
Is it
himself.
Tito
You
and his
can't really
and his?
expect much of them.
I know Shanendon a long time, man. I know this fellow when he was young. He
Hold on, before
like
we-
a friend, man.
I ain't call his
Ain't
name
nobody
yet.
call on
Me ain't
him.
call
No,
on name
I know
yet.
you
You
said,
better know.
I thought you saying like
But
why
he
he show up?
No.
Let's answer the question.
That's we
I
asking
would
the
throw Sean
question.
under the
Too
bus,
much
man.
information, man.
I
Yeah.
would throw Sean under the bus. He's my good friend.
Now, one of the
I appreciate that.
another criteria of this show is that we only bring members of the barbershop community.
Yeah.
So this
Is
ain't no
Shanendon a
guest.
member of the band?
Yes.
He's not a guest. He's one of us.
Yeah, he's one of us.
He
I
says
am-
get cut from you.
He's come early.
I don't start. Don't start. Don't start. Yes or no? Because
I know him long time.
I understand. I actually.
Why you know why?
How come you don't want to give him a hard time, but you don't give your other boy a hard time for not coming to the barbershop?
He's go by camera, man.
You don't got him no more?
Cameron is my classmate, man. You know, I gotta go to my
Oh,
classmate,
jeez, you
man.
can't get between them big grab and shit.
So you know I
That's
know
my
he's good though.
classmate.
He never tell me he's good, so I know he
That's a
know I know.
different. That's a different kind of juice. If you do see them suckers get together, you
Yeah,
make no
that's-
sense you try getting that.
Yeah, that red
Let's
juice.
just stay out of that.
That red juice is something about it, but that's all
That deeper than another red. That deeper than another red juice.
that dead red juice. That old blind Kool-Aid.
Listen,
That
I think
blind,
sock is cherry and another red is strawberry.
blind Kool-Aid. So anyway, I guess you to figure it out. Today we got with us the deputy leader of Her Majesty's, Her Majesty's, she gone, of His Majesty's loyal opposition, a friend of all of ours, but of course today he is going to be, I was told that we have certain areas that we can't touch. I hear what the areas is, but I hear certain things we can't touch. So I guess when I hear him go quiet, then I know we
Who
can't
say
touch
that,
that.
man?
We
Who say
really, we
that?
really doing MC. I'm on here today.
Can't touch this.
We
So we-
dancing around the thing.
So we can ramp our way up. We ain't gonna jump in here at first. We can just ramp our way up.
Yeah, he
And I
do,
know,
he's do what Carlos do.
and I know he have to
We gotta
go
do it quick. Yeah,
Go
we gotta
silent.
do it quick.
because he got to go Fox Hill. He got to go Fox
I gotta
Hill.
go Fox Hill, man.
But Fox Hill be there all night though. You ain't gonna rush to go Fox
Yeah,
Hill.
but
There you go.
I can't be there all night, you know.
You gotta go for it,
Gotta
get
balance
dark.
this thing.
I wonder why you have to go Fox Hill.
I gotta go Fox Hill,
You take
man.
Dr. So-and-so and Fox Hill, right?
Oh boy.
This,
Well, if he knows it's good for him, he better be Foxing. He need to be all up in Foxing. In fact, he need to climb that greasy bull.
You live Foxton. You
all
live in
right,
non-knowledge.
I can begin like this. Let me be fair, and do the same courtesy that we did to the other politician that was on when they was on. Even though this
Which other
brothers
politician?
are, I mean, that necessary.
Hey, Oxford, which other part of the street we are on?
We had Mr. Lincoln being on.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
So my question number one,
That's my
if
personal
we ask
opinion,
this question,
Okay.
who is Shanendon Cartwright? So the people can know who you is. We ain't that politician, that fellow we see, the fellow who threw the thing out the window. We ain't talking about the fellow. Who is Shannon? Oh, maybe the same person. I don't know.
Don't throw nothing out here today.
Who is Shanendon Cartwright?
Who is Shanendon Cartwright? That's a great question.
Yeah.
Shanendon Cartwright is a husband,
Hmm?
you know, a father, a raw-born Bahamian like all of you, who loves his country dearly, who believes in the profoundness of purpose in everybody's life, and that I knew at a very early age that God had a purpose for my life. And throughout my soon-to-be 49 years on this earth, I've been walking through that journey, appreciating that journey is at times filled with some peril and challenges. And at the end of the day, it's all going to happen for his good and what he wants for me in this life and for all of us.
You definitely got your politician hat on today because you ain't being barbershop. You ain't doing barbershop Shanendon at all. This the politician. Okay, no problem. No problem.
This sounds like His Majesty. I want the Cartwright from the bush.
Yeah,
Let's go this one. Let's no problem. What you do? I can try to pull the barbershop out of you. What you do? What is that? Because there's a thing going on that there are persons in this room that have attacked your leader.
Okay.
And I ain't saying who it is, but people in this room have attacked your leader about his work and what he has done. And
Oh, jeez. Oh,
is that a strong word, Carlo?
that is strong enough.
But I can surely say you defended.
I sure did. I mean,
But I don't think nobody in here attacked.
what?
What?
So, listen. Stop that
Anyway,
shit.
let me finish. They attacked your leader, wondering about his work and what he's done, and his So what you just do?
Crazy.
49 years. I know
49
you from. I was in another school that I don't call the name of that much, but you was then Miyagi. I remember Miyagi.
I still Miyagi,
Much people know much Miyagi.
I know
Miyagi, the point guy.
As a matter of fact,
Miyagi the point guy.
when I go out to Fox Hill, I mean, people can be wondering who's Miyagi because that's what they can call me. That's what they can call me when I go to Fox Hill.
The running rebels know
Yeah.
you ask.
No, but professionally, to answer your question,
Go for it.
I'm a marketing and corporate development specialist.
Right.
Spent 20-something years in the hospitality industry in different levels of executive management.
Where all you been?
Starwood Hotels,
Okay.
Atlantis.
Okay.
And so founder of Vision 21, which is a foundation I started some 20-something years ago.
Well, what does do?
Focus
Vision
on
21.
Focus on community development, assist with getting scholarships for young persons. It was something that I envisioned at a very, very early age. It actually started when I was in university in New Hampshire. So it started in the United States, and definitely once I got home, it was something that I wanted to do. So most of my professional career has been in corporate development, marketing, and hospitality.
Is Vision 21 still going on? Still alive?
Not alive in the sense of some of the programming and principles of the program is what I do in St. Barnabas and what I try to bring to national politics.
Right. Right.
So it was a wonderful springboard for what I'm doing now.
Got you. Why you fool around with this thing called politics? What you fool this for? Why you fool with this?
Boy,
I don't.
boy, that's
What you do this for?
that's a good
Shanendon?
question.
You was on a good path.
Yeah.
You're making. I mean, you're still making that big money. Why would you
know,
do this
stop
thing?
prophesying. Mhm.
Why would you do this thing? MP salary is what, $28,000?
Yeah.
$28,000 to MP.
Yeah.
Become a cabinet minister. What's that? $60,000? Somewhere in
Yeah.
that ballpark. $60,000.
Yeah, somewhere in that ballpark.
Why are you wasting time? With somebody dead, we want to see you. we want you pass by. We want you come by the house and come to the funeral.
Right.
We have an our church anniversary. It don't care if our church is as big as the studio or 20 times the size. We want you to be there.
Right.
We want you to be there, all these stuff like that. And then also you definitely to the party. So we want you to fly down to make one up. We
Yes,
want you to
sir.
fly here.
Yes, sir.
What the devil you doing this for? You're 49 years old. You got a lot of things going on. You got that nice, beautiful wife. You got you're building
Amen.
your family. What the
Amen.
devil you doing this for? Why?
Service, man. Just service.
Man,
and
come
one-
on, man.
No,
Like,
no,
man,
let me
man,
finish.
come on,
No,
man.
let me finish. Let me finish. And obviously, politics is not the only way that you can serve your country.
Right?
But for me, I see it as an opportunity when you're talking about legislation and policy, the one arena where you have the ability to affect so many by your work in all aspects, in all aspects. So yes, I enjoy the fact that I can enrich somebody's lives by just having a long, sustained relationship with them as a constituent at a very fundamental level. But I also love the fact that I have the opportunity, along with colleagues on both sides, to ensure that legislation and policy, public policy, at the end of the day, though in a lot of cases as imperfect as it may be, ensuring that these things we do in a way that will truly transform people's lives in a real significant way. Because as I often tell my children that now that they're old and they can appreciate this, at the end of the day, when the music stops and God says your time is done, you won't be remembered for these distinctions before and after your name. You will be remembered for how you enrich the lives of others, and ultimately, only what you do for Christ will last. And I fundamentally have believed that my entire life, and so I chose that politics at this juncture would be the time for me to commit to those principles.
You led me to my next question. I can let the brothers go now. We still setting foundation. They can turn loose in a second.
Yeah, no problem.
You said for this time. That's I think you said for this time. Do you consider Shanendon Cartwright a career politician?
Define for me career politician. What is your definition?
That you can put another 20 years into this.
I am prepared.
Because once you get 70, we can get rid of you now. You're too old.
No problem.
Yeah. So are you prepared?
So technically, you only got like 15 more.
Yeah. When we see election coming and that next election coming, you 70?
Yeah.
Get them.
Yeah.
All my daughter, them will be getting rid of you. Your daughter, my daughter, all of them be getting rid of. They be getting rid of you.
Yeah.
Do you see yourself staying in this 3 more elections, 4 more elections?
Whatever, through prayers and supplication.
Boy, he really being.
No. Whatever.
I tried
whatever
to get
amount of time.
I tried to get
This might be the new Shanendon.
Listen to me.
This might be the better version of itself. Listen in.
Listen to
Boy,
me.
you something else, boy.
Listen,
Boy,
no,
listen to me. Whenever your friends have come around, you see the change? You see the change?
Yes, me.
No,
Don't
listen,
let me lose yet. You won't let me lose yet. I waiting. You wait patiently.
Well, what though?
We doing the pasta.
Tito, Howard, Bethel.
Oh, I can't tear him up yet. Let me let Shannon go first.
Listen, Ryan. Truly for me, and I this is so important. And as I near my 49th birthday on September 10th, if God will allow it, I tend to get extra reflective.
September.
Yeah.
There's people born in September.
Yeah, who else? Who else?
I was
Who
scared
else?
of it.
Oh yeah, man. You're a good Virgo, man.
I can't fight you. My mother
I know you would.
So I can't fight.
No, well, listen, man. In all seriousness, whatever time that I am given to contribute on the political landscape, I can, as passionate as I am about what I do, I can easily walk away when that time comes. Like I said, when God says that it is time, and my family makes the determination that you've done what you came to do, I good with that. That's why you do as best as you can for as long as you can, and call it a day. So I don't know what's next. I don't know what the future holds. So we'll see.
All right, they walk you straight down this road. Okay, so let's go into hypothetical because we don't know what can happen. We don't know what the Lord has in store for next year when the election is called.
Right.
The F&M wins the election.
Right.
F&M wins the next 4 elections. 4 back to back. Y'all count like pinning them. Y'all 4 back to back. Still be,
This
hypothetical.
hypothetical.
No, I'm prophesying. This Denczil talking to Maggie.
Let's make it sure.
So that's what, $87,000 a year over the next 20 years.
Right.
Does that make sense? Why would you do that? When you in your training, your gifting, you could be doing $250,000 a year.
Right.
You got your family, you're building them children to go off to school. You got baby, you like me, we get young children.
Yeah.
Actually, my children older than yours. I beat you. Your children younger than mine. No, how old your children is?
Last one's 9 months.
I know my children older than you.
Walking.
Last one.
But that's all right. That means I get them. Once one under me, I got him.
9
How
months.
much you got?
9 6.
Wait.
Hold on, wait. I gotta go more intense with my question now. So I know baby born recently. So I say that baby born, I got him. I got my 2 older than that 9-month-old. When you got 6 mouths to feed, beautiful wife to take around the world, all this stuff going on.
Right.
Why would you commit the next 20 years to $87,000 a year, which is a fraction of where you could be if you get into? Why?
I could call you Bishop, right?
You call me whatever you call me. Today you call me Bishop, call me Denczil. This call me Denczil now. Barbershop, I try to just be Denczil.
Call you,
No problem.
I old people cheering, man.
Go ahead.
Say, but listen, Bishop, man, and I emphasize this, man. I don't get caught up. I'm on a journey. I know that one day my time will come when I will leave this earth, and for me, I want to live for something bigger than myself. This is not the only way to live for something bigger than yourself.
Right.
And so for me, this is the arena that I have chosen. Yes, some things I don't like about it, but ultimately, it's a job that I believe that is important for me to do. And at the end of the day, there are sacrifices that you make, and I just wanted to be where at the end of the day, where God says, well done. But I also wanted to be said by the Bahamian people that, listen, man, when Shanendon was in politics, or Mr. Cartwright or Miyagi, listen, when he was there, he did all he could to try and make a difference. That's all.
What does success look like for you, politically wise?
Well, I mean, success is, let me tell you what success is. On any given day, right, like all of us, do all your usual travels to the gas station, the grocery store, go hail your boys, go play ball. Success for me is when persons either walk up to me in those places or call me and they say, boy, Mr. Cartwright, you remember last year when I called you, or you remember I had this issue, or listen, I just want to thank you for mommy or daddy, or Mr. Cartwright, you remember when you was down in Exuma, or Mr. Cartwright, remember you were down in Cat Island, and I talked to you about this issue. Success for me is that I would have had the opportunity and the commitment and the passion to try to, again, change the lives of my fellow Bahamians. And so that's what I view as success in terms of politics and what I'm doing. It's not about the titles. Listen, I have a MP plate that I've never put on no car. Okay? And the only reason I'm only emphasizing again, it's not about the trappings of the office. You've known me a long, long time. I am who I am, and I always tell politicians, if you want to gauge whether or not you staying humble in this thing and staying true to yourself and not getting the haughty spirit and arrogance, I have my class group, and listen, I enjoy when every other week they say, boy, Miyagi, but you ain't changed. We just have evolved and we're a lot older and so forth. And I think that that's ultimately important, to be who you are, be true to yourself, and just make a difference while you're on this earth, man, a positive difference, and try to be decent and good,
I can say this because before I give him some tough questions,
Yeah.
right before the election, when he first got in office, I booked him in the gas station. And one of his words to me was, boy, Tito, if I don't get in, if I have to take this one for the team, I don't mind. I remember that clear as day. I went home and tell my wife that because when he won his seat, I only watch it because I knew him personally. And I say, mother said, this fella will win his seat. And he's willing to take a blow in that area. Because I don't think at the time that was an F&M seat. I think that was a hard PLB seat. So I saw him in the gas station. I don't know if you remember that. I was coming on. He said, boy, I say, boy, you think you got this? He said, boy, Tito, I ain't mind taking a blow for the team. Man, when he said they were so happy.
Well, I'll tell you, on that, there were a number of other constituencies that wanted me to serve as the standard bearer in 2017. I don't need to call the names, but there were about 4 or 5 other constituencies. And so fine, the party made a determination that, the Progressive Liberal Party at that time, it was carving out this seat that essentially was going to be a PLP seat. So, yeah, there were persons who said to me, man, Shanendon, listen, quote unquote, with all this talent that you have, man, don't take a blow for the team. You don't need to.
Yeah.
Go in a more marginal seat.
Yeah.
Man, I say, that's how God have it planned.
Well, you sure had it planned.
And appreciated that even there might have been persons who secretly in our organization who probably say, boy, I hope, but it might be challenging. People on the other side might say, man, there's no way Cartwright could win. But again, my team and I, we went in there and we gave it our best shot. We felt that once we connected with the people, as we have, and they see your heart. And the truth is, at the end of the day, and I think it's very instructive for all politicians, if you represent the people, irrespective of party, they will reward you. And
so I ain't gonna lie, I really want you in a different chair, right? I want you in a different chair, but I ain't gonna tell you what chair I want you in. I want you slide more left, but I can leave that, right? If you could right some wrongs, if you could right some wrongs when you was in the election before this one, what the wrongs you could right and do better?
Don't let him answer that yet. You moving a little too fast.
Yeah, you getting fast.
No, because
Boy,
You can-
moving too fast.
No, because I want to say something else. I had the sidetrack. Right, telling me one to move left, but I can leave that. Right?
But before that's a heavy question. Let me finish my trend of this one. My last question, this trend of thought I was on.
All right, my brother.
Should not y'all be fighting to get these salaries increased for politicians? Why y'all scared? Why people scared to say that? Why y'all scared to say that? Because I think it's nonsensical. The salaries that are there. To me,
You're right, boss.
there's no way. There's no way. Except now, and I love your answers. I can be honest. I was hitting you. I love your answers because that's the only reason I would do this. Trust me, the Lord ever wet the ground, dry the fleece, then wet the fleece, dry the ground, and then send me another voice because I would not do that. What? It doesn't make sense to me. If I do that, to me, outside of God telling me to do that, I gain the teeth.
They setting you up the deep.
No, you. Shanendon, stop it.
I
Stop
always
it.
say that, you know.
Let's tell the truth.
I always say that, you know.
If Shanendon, whoever, John Thompson,
Right.
John Thompson is Minister of Works,
Yeah.
and these 5 fellas around the table is contractors. John Thompson get the power to sign. He becomes a millionaire. He becomes a millionaire. He becomes a millionaire. And John Thompson making $87,000 a year. But if God ain't called you for that, that ain't easy. That ain't easy. We don't like to say this. We talk around this.
Yeah.
It's not easy to be sitting in these seats, and I think that's why I thank God for somebody like yourself who really feels the call of God to do this.
Right.
But I believe other persons who may not have that Holy Ghost call of God, if the salaries was more, if the salaries made more sense,
Right.
we may be able to pull some more persons who think the way you think,
Right.
that we could really see some turnaround. If it made sense that you know you won't pull a Carlo Ramsey, you gotta give him $380,000. I mean, you got.
Come on, figure. What makes sense? Come on, good figure.
I think a cabinet minister functions like a CEO,
Right.
and I think
Technically he does,
I think he should be somewhere in CEO range. I think if you're a cabinet minister and your salary is under 150 somewhere in that area, I think you're in serious.
So between 180 to 220.
They function in the CEO range, you know. They just function in the CEO range under the government voice.
I think. Listen, man, gentlemen. I think one of the.
See, I promise you, Shannon ain't answer that. You can go around this.
No. I think
because we gonna, and I understand why. Because Joe Public gonna attack you. Because y'all greedy,
Why
y'all this,
though?
y'all that, and
No,
I don't
and
understand. It don't make no sense to me. It is nonsensical to me.
Bishop, I think where it starts from, I think you can always make a case that you would like to get paid more, right? I know for me, I came into this understanding the restrictions in earnings and so forth. So what I would tell anybody who wants to get into frontline politics and so forth, you want to make sure your finances are in order and that you have other income streams and so forth. I mean, because at the end of the day, like you say, you have a family. I already shared the field that I'm in, and so I'm still doing consultancy with private firms, and like I said, I've always been involved with helping to build other organizations and companies and so forth. And so that competency still allows me to make an income outside of politics. But your fundamental question, I think that.
But you can really do it now because you're in the cabinet. If you get in the cabinet now, you can't do it
No, and that is true. No, that is right.
I mean,
right.
so
that is true.
I mean, if you plan on staying in the opposition, yeah, okay, no problem. You can make your money.
Right.
But if
That
you
is true.
become the government now, you lose that privilege. You can't do that no more.
Yeah. And I think your point about, it's very difficult because the public, and some would say justifiably, is very disenchanted with the whole political process. And all the we, like they say, all on both sides.
Yeah, of course.
And they have a low, they may have a low
Don't trust you all. They don't trust you all.
favorability of Parliament in general in terms of what we do. That's why less people now are going out to vote, because they are disinterested and disenchanted. And it's very difficult for you to be the ones to increase your own salary, because that's what it would take.
Right.
We would have to vote in Parliament to increase our own salaries, and maybe there's a better way. I'm sure at the end of the day, the people who hire us and who pay us are the Bahamian people, and I'm sure if you ask them, do politicians, members of Parliament need to get paid more, they might say no, right? Because they feel we have not met their expectations. And so that's the challenge. And I do believe if we can meet the expectations of the Bahamian people and capture the imagination of the Bahamian people in what we do, you might see a difference in opinion and say, you know what?
No,
You know,
I
you
disagree.
may.
I disagree.
You may. You
You
may.
can see it. You can see it.
Where you getting the money from, though? Where you getting the money from? They can't give regular civil servants a raise.
Stop that, Carlo.
The same place they get it from.
Yeah.
They can't give civil servants a raise.
The same place they get it from.
The raise it for other stuff.
What raise?
If you could increase the travel budget by $15
Listen,
million,
man,
$40 million,
what minimum
you slap it in
wages?
there.
What minimum wages?
Anyway, y'all
No. What minimum wages? What minimum wages? I ain't understand. How much?
260, something like that.
260.
265.
And you want to increase from 80,000 to 150, and they can't go from 265 to 350?
No, Carlo, they actually.
Are you asking?
There's always going to be an argument. Then next one say, well, like, and I can't go from 4 to 6. And I can't go from 7
This
to
is my
1,000.
reasoning.
You
This is my
just
reasoning.
can't
Carlo,
increase the top
hear
and
this out,
let the
Carlo.
bottom continue to suffer.
Because I want run in Freetown. I getting ready to run in Freetown independent, right?
Say
I
again?
don't.
I think y'all want the increase because y'all.
Who's Sean?
Yes,
Stop the growth.
Sean, think about this.
I
As
don't
a
think-
barber,
I
you
don't
think-
think so.
You think I should take my barber money
No, I hold
and
on.
spend it in the community?
I
Spend my
believe-
barber money in the
I
community.
believe if you know your remuneration is commensurate with the work and what you require and responsibility, I think there's a greater possibility of there being honesty,
I think, yeah,
and that
I agree.
model has worked in other places around the world.
But let me hold on, though. But let me.
No, if there's no, I don't mean making teeth. Now, see, the thief could be a thief.
But possibly,
Bishop, but I hold on.
Be
But
rewarded based upon, and I speaking for you for a second. I think
You can
you
speak
should
for
be
yourself.
rewarded
You want to speak for him? He want to raise. He want me to do a raise. He want me to keep on talking. He liking this.
based upon your performance.
no, Sean.
Hold on. The good minister here, the former minister, right? First, he must be commended. Firstly, the fact that he was able to win his seat in an election where the country was fed up with the existing party or the
First of all.
or the leadership.
Let's be
of
real
the-
now.
Hold on, I let you talk. Or the leadership of that party.
You're like pump fake and Tito
listen.
word.
So what you need to do?
They
And
pump
I
fake
watch
it.
it,
Pay
I
them
watch
based on
it.
your
Because
performance
I
then.
think they like you
They
because
pump
I'm
fake
watching
it.
the temperature of the show
They put-
and ain't nobody roughing you
They
up.
pump fake it.
And I think because
It
they
ain't
like
reach-
you because
it ain't
you-
reach
You know why? You know why?
No.
He come with plenty gold in him out. He get shots.
Everybody,
He come with that gold talking soft straight up.
the F&M walk away with that election. If I did run, I was going. Don't do that.
PLP, not
Don't
the-
disrespect the my good friend Shanendon. Right?
well, no, he means in 20. He means
You
in
talking
2021.
about when the F&M won
No,
by a
he-
landslide.
no,
What
he
you
talking
talking
about
about?
2021. You talking
I'm
about
talking
2021.
when the F&M
The re-election.
Lost.
Oh,
2021.
that's what you mean.
Yes,
All right,
but if
okay.
you was listening, you would understand.
You didn't say that. You didn't say that.
I said at a time when the country
did say that.
Yeah, he
was
said
at odds with
Yeah,
the existing
well, yeah.
leadership.
And then you shouting. If you just speak clearly.
He got a shot. He might glow. He might glow. But what he's trying to explain,
But
right?
hold on.
Well, let's Sean finish on.
But hold on, and I just want to say
Sean
that
ain't
you
finished.
ought to be commended for that because the country was clearly, it was a wave, clearly fed up with the existing leadership.
So you trying to say he make us a wave?
And secondly, I must commend you because
right.
you were the
Despite the
minister
wave.
of, you were in charge of beaches and parks.
Right.
As Bahamians walk around this country and drive around this country, and they look at beaches and parks when you were in charge,
Right.
I've never seen the beaches and parks at the state they were under no administration than when you were in charge of it. So I must commend you for that.
So let me ask you a question.
So what I'm saying
So
is,
you,
maybe you
so
ought
the
to be
beach and park right
rewarded.
now, it didn't get state.
Huh?
The beach, you got MEA.
I talking about when
No, we talking about now because they just come out.
No, you don't get
The new come out.
You don't get
So how the beach and park is now?
They still there.
No, how they look?
Some still look good.
Ain't none look good.
Some still look good. Some just
Boy,
need
saw
them
this beach in the worst condition I've ever seen it,
Okay.
and it ain't even been no storm.
When election soon comes, then they fix. You know, this is the time everything is get fixed. This is the time everything is get fixed. You about to get fixed.
And they take it, take and put about 100-mile of road on what it is, Fort Charlotte.
This is fix it season, buddy. You need
He's
to
a
know
dog,
that.
but for Charlie. Boy,
But that hurt me, boy. That hurt me. A whole track.
But when they do that,
Oh,
when they do that, who do that?
who you think do it?
When that happen?
Who do it?
I asked when
Who's
that
in,
happen.
who's in charge of the 15 independence?
Ask the question, man. Ask the question everybody wants. Ask the question.
What question?
Everybody. How do you feel? How is your confidence as a member of the opposition? going into this next general election?
Okay.
Sean, you can't jump with that. I mean, you try to end the show.
Y'all have water me down in my room.
No.
Sean, it's always do.
Yeah.
Sean, when
No, Sean. No, not yet.
Boy, with a tough question, Sean.
No.
Sean,
I will
that.
not. I will not allow him to answer that question. No, he answered that on the way out.
And he can leave,
Right.
so he got to go.
Right. He answered that one on the way out. He ain't answered that. Now. I ain't let do it to my boy. No. That's my brethren. My brethren. Whenever we see him, we talk, we share a little prayer, and that's my boy. So no. Okay. So let's go. Let's talk about some stuff.
Y'all jump past me, but anyway, go ahead.
What you asking?
I talking about me campaigning for Freetown Independent,
And what you want now?
and we talking about salaries and spending money.
Right.
Because I feel like if I go on a campaign in Freetown and I have to spend $300,000,
Right.
I'm only going to make $30,000 a year because if I'm independent.
You won't get no cabinet position.
Exactly.
Right.
So I'm only making $28 a year. You look at me, the teeth, the little money you give me.
Don't
$100,000.
see that you going in with the wrong mindset.
Listen to me.
If you going in it for the people,
You
no
miss
matter
what I'm
what you
saying
make,
to you.
it don't matter what you make.
Yeah, but will you spend
Hold
$300,000?
on. Y'all,
Exactly.
You let y'all be pump faking. Say that line again. It don't matter. If you
It
go for
does
the people,
matter.
it don't matter what you
You know
make.
what you going in there for?
You know how hard it is to save $300,000
You
in
know
cash?
what you going in there for.
So-
When you go to a
so-
job interview, and the boy say, this is your contract for your job.
Yeah.
And they say, you only can make 30,000.
Yeah.
It don't matter how much you love doing what you doing. I can't wait for that.
That's why I asked my first question to the man. I asked him what he doing this for.
don't do that then. Don't-
I asked him what he doing this
Don't
for.
make it
Because
into-
I wouldn't do
Well, the
it.
man, he's in a position where he still make money on other entities, and other investments. Until the time comes where he have to down himself for them, he's going to make the money. Hopefully, he bite the money. And he take the little 80,000 and do whatever he got to do. And if he gets
Raise
in
salary.
Parliament, he's a minister,
I say
now
raise
he
it
can get
220.
80,000. He should have some dust right down on.
220.
If he's smart. If not, well,
I should have asked.
Well,
I should have asked another question.
I want to ask this question.
Yes, Bishop.
Is finder's fee, that concept, is that illegal for parliamentarians? I am being.
what you mean find this?
I gonna ask
You
everything.
mean if a politician was to
You sent me you made a call, you made a connection for me from my boy the other day, right?
Yeah.
And let's say that work out and he saved $20,000, and we come back to you and say, man, Carlo, thanks, man, see $1,500.
well, you better don't let me then the public find out, but I find this.
No, I mean because that is not illegal nowhere. That's saying thank you. I honestly don't know if there's what the law says.
Yeah,
I don't know.
But that is not a fine dispute.
It's a gray area. It's a gray area.
Yeah, it's not. It's not.
That's a finder's fee.
As you said, Bishop.
That's an appreciation gift.
As you said.
That's a finder's fee.
As
I mean,
you said.
yeah.
As you said, because there are no campaign finance laws that we have in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, right? It's not an issue of legality or illegality. It's a question of ethics and conflict and how you choose to, operate. And that's why a lot of people will call for campaign finance because they want to know who lobbying you, right, to say what you're saying. And actually my behemoths will say, look at the reverse. Why are you saying that? Now I understand why you're saying that, because if I was able to see who's supporting your campaign, now I know, because they say, he who pays the piper calls the tune.
Okay, good. My mother had a restaurant in Palm Beach Street,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
You send the fellas them from Breaches and Park to paint the building. My mother tell you come there with the wife, and y'all leave with 2 burger snack, 2 Coke soda, and a slice of pineapple aside and cake for 2 y'all.
All that?
Right.
All
So you get two food,
Right.
2 drinks.
2 drink,
Two dessert.
2 dessert.
Being the village.
That's different
Is-
from too money.
Hold on. Is that a problem?
That's a problem. That's a problem because
That's a problem. My
Mar-
mother can't.
Marley-
My mother can't give you. Can't say, man, minister, man, you paint up our building, man. Come get something to eat, you and your wife.
no.
So this is a takeaway now. This is a takeaway.
No, but in the first instance, again, just taking the scenario as literal as you said it.
I wanted. We are very little.
Why would we be painting? Why would a government entity be painting your mother's house?
Okay, let's say whatever use urban renewal or that's something like that. And you pick this building to say the building was dilapidated. The building dilapidated. So you
So
paint
we
it.
established that it is justified within the
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah. No.
now you're focusing on the the gift, the
Right.
the gift.
Right. Yeah. We were included in the program that and I sure that happens all the time in the city.
Right.
That you fix up their area, whatever, and mother them and just say thanks.
Right.
Thanks for fixing it up, and they see you and your wife come get something to eat. You walk. Is that wrong?
That's a gray area.
And that's what I was going to say. It's a gray area because here's the distinction. There's a
So you can tell my man no?
No. Here's a difference. There's a difference between.
You gotta get us now.
There's a difference. There's a difference when I say to you. There's a difference if I say to you, Bishop, let your mother know I can send somebody to fix that house. But when I do that, please make sure our burgers and things. That's a difference.
That's a difference. See,
That
you,
is a
you,
difference,
you don't do
right?
that.
Right.
You don't do that.
That's
This-
a quid pro quo, right?
Exactly.
Right. Now, in our Bahamian hospitality and in our culture, at the end of the day, you do some work, right? You do some work. People say, man, listen, thank you so much, man.
Come get something to eat.
Come get something to eat.
Go
Now,
ahead.
different approaches. I mean, some people, one thing I tried.
No, before you jump, now is that second scenario wrong? If you ain't asking no food, you ain't asking no burger, she just send you one burger snack for you and the wife
Right.
and a little cake and a little juice. Is there anything wrong with that?
No, I don't think
There's
anything
nothing wrong with that.
No, nothing.
And you would accept that?
But Joe Public perceives, look at things.
in that case with the burger, I probably would. Because it's burger. Because like I said, hey, it's a difference between you getting a burger
Then you get money.
and you getting, you know what I mean? Because the issue.
I don't think there is.
But
Because
hold on.
it's still my mother saying thank you.
No, yeah, but
It's her saying I appreciate what
Yeah,
you do.
but
She
you
ain't trying to
change the
swing
scenario.
you.
But see,
She
Bishop,
ain't
but see,
she ain't
Bishop,
swinging.
but see-
You flip the scenario.
But see,
No,
Bishop.
because now I want you. I just trying to. I
see, Bishop,
you know, I preach.
Bishop,
I preach. I can
Bishop,
build my case
but Bishop-
because I want because if that's not a problem,
yeah.
if her saying thank you, if you give Tito a contract
Yeah.
and Tito have a construction company
Right.
and Tito's build roads and you give Tito a $4 million contract
Right.
and Tito say, man,
Not the
listen,
same, Bishop.
Bishop, let me tell
Why
you
is it not the same?
Let me tell you, Bishop. Let me tell you why it's not
because of
the
the
same.
value, because of the amount.
No, Bishop,
no.
Bishop, and this is the ethical
One is a
question here.
contract, one is a-
At the end of the day, when you benefit, okay, so somebody gets let's do it on a smaller level, a $20 contract, right? And they give you to thank you $2 out of that $20 contract. That's an inherent conflict right there, all right? Because you can't tell most persons, right, that you ain't get that $2 from the contract that you gave that person. And that's the issue there. That's the big issue there. How do you convince the public that
I said thank you, and it wasn't all.
right? And that's why I say there are certain things, even if it may not be illegal, where listen, I can tell you, for example, I'll share this with you. When I was at Beaches and Parks,
Be careful now.
No,
I
no,
don't want you to get in trouble now.
no, I ain't got no trouble, man.
This barbershop talk, but I don't want you to get too
No,
barber.
man. I say, I've been to good school, So, I've been to good school, man. No, I mean,
He talking about the school in New Hampshire, man.
so listen.
He definitely mean that big red machine.
Listen.
That big red tractor.
I made sure, and I'm very proud of the time there because there were people, besides the fact that we made sure F&M and PLP and whoever, there were a lot of people who just regular Bahamians who came, quote unquote, came off the street and said, listen, how do I get access to these opportunities? And we made sure that happened. And they would tell you, and I'm proud of this, humbly, that they would say, boy, Mr. Cartwright, I thought you had to be deeply connected,
Right.
first to the government, or definitely to the other party as well, right? But there were young men and women who were just starting their businesses, right?
Yeah.
They might have had a little 2 lawnmower, and one little weed whacker. So, we got just get these couple pieces of equipment looking to build a business, right? And we got the opportunity. And especially when it came to younger people and the young men, I looked at it as mentorship. So, for example, I could remember telling them, listen, when you get this opportunity, right, make sure you do the work, make sure you be on time, right? Because the way business goes, if you don't perform, right, you ain't getting it back. So anyway, they would have gotten a number of opportunities and did a lot of work. Months down the road, they say, boy, we would love to contribute. Because just grateful, right? Just grateful. We'd love to contribute to one of your events. I chose and I said, no, man, we don't have to do that. appreciate he wasn't coming from a sinister or
so-
malicious place.
Right.
He just wanted to say
Thanks.
thanks. He just wanted to say thanks. Hey, I say no, not at all. I say that's good, man. I say you build your business I cracked the joke. I say you build your business to $1 million business. You know what I mean? And if you want to do something in other communities, go ahead. So my point is that you have those situations, but it's at the end of the day how you treat with that when it comes up. There's a lot of gray area, especially when there's not campaign finance and so forth.
So let me ask you a question. A fella like me, say they're already in a routine of you got to pay to play. Do I still try to get that contract and pay to play, or like how do you get your foot
No,
forward?
pay to play. That's illegal.
I'm saying to you, like,
That's illegal. You should be paying to play.
but you
You
want
should
the contract.
You should qualify to play.
I'm making myself pay to play, but the only way you get the contract is you pay to play. I'm saying to you, what do a fella like me do if I have to pay to play? Do I say, man, listen, do not have the opportunity for my family? Because today me forcing myself to pay to play. But I know me getting this contract, even though I have to pay to play,
You mean
it can help me take me over the edge.
It's being said to you, in order for you to get this contract,
Yeah.
you got to pay to play.
Right.
By whomever.
By whomever. What do you do then? Do you turn that into an opportunity to get your family to the next level?
You go to meeting and press record on your cell phone.
If you want to play, you got to pay.
You definitely never playing after that.
Go to the meeting,
You
press
remember
record,
that.
press record on your cell
You
phone.
got-
Because all that
You gonna
feeds
be eligible to play on no playground.
that feeds the level of corruption, the corruption that is sweeping through
No,
the
but see,
country.
like you say, it's
But
like
what do
say-
you do? I mean, because you want to do. Okay, let me give you a good one.
You walk away.
No. Okay, watch. Let me get this is a better one. Forget the money.
Are we trying to sanitize corruption in this conversation?
No.
What we doing?
So hear me out, Pastor. I need a house. I go to mortgage court. You know
Yeah.
the line's super long,
Yeah.
right? How I put it. I probably put my paper in from 20 years ago. Probably to the bottom pile. Probably them filing get lost.
Yeah.
But if I want to get this house, I gotta go in there and pay to play in order to get this house. What do? Do you not try to seize the opportunity?
Stay living right in Shirley.
No,
Yeah, that makes sense for you because you don't live in your big house. But I saying, I try now to get me something now. They building some nice houses.
so bad.
What do you do?
I guess it's just speaking to Frank
because
Cable.
Qualified.
yeah, you qualified, Sean. You being qualified. But my point is,
So you ready qualified?
It's a
you
system.
say.
It's a system thing, man. I really think it's.
but it's already fixed.
Really
And in
is.
order to get to the top of the pile, you got to drop something.
Law and orders
That
way.
ain't making no sense. Because
What ain't making no sense?
The mortgage corporation and any person who gives mortgages, they make money by giving mortgages. As long as you qualify, they
No, sir.
make money by
No,
giving
sir.
Boy,
mortgages.
Sean,
Sean,
I hear you
you-
right, but that
you-
line
you-
long, buddy.
You
And
don't know what
people-
you're talking about.
Every line long and every
No,
line
sir.
straight.
You-
line.
know how long that line
What's
is.
good for the goose, you know, it's good for the gander.
Yeah, Sean,
I live and die by that.
You trying to be an ideal world that don't exist.
Yeah.
I ain't know where that world is done, but
So now-
I hear you all say that, right?
I ain't asking you.
So what you saying?
In order to get my
Maybe I
file to the top there,
you see,
I got to
you
tip and drip.
see Biaggi going to lay back his eye. He leave the mic, he going to lay.
So you force before your family gets see, because everyone's look at the opportunities different. So now to get my family in a better situation, I gotta pay to play. What do you want me to do? Say
But you
no?
didn't pay to play. Explain
Tip the person, or give the person something on the side or the
that.
back end
For you to qualify.
to get in this case to get to the top of the list to get those.
Or you talking about the mortgage. So you trying to get a.
He
house
don't want to reduce mortgage. He just know his files about
Right.
the bottom of the line.
So it's 1,000 people and
he
Tito
wa-
is 980.
Yeah.
So he will give you a little 10,000 or 5,000 to get to the top 10.
Because you know a government house is like probably like $900 to $1,000 a month.
While we on that same scenario, now, let me
That's
just
what he can
let me
do.
see what the
You
politician.
don't forget
Let me bring my
don't
politician
forget
in.
the house.
Let me bring the
Don't
politician in.
get him on.
Let me bring the politician in.
Yes,
let's
sir.
say that same scenario, same Tito Howard Bethel that has been your friend for decades.
Right,
You are the minister of housing.
right.
Your friend call you. He ain't ask you for no money. He said, man, whatever he's called you. I know he's called you. He may call you Mr. Cartwright for that one because he's boy. And he calls you. Hold on. And he calls you and says, man, me and Lisa the children now, we need somewhere to live, man. We didn't put our papers in.
What constituency
Look
you
out,
in?
look out for your boy.
It don't matter what constituency.
If you go and look out for your boy, that's corruption.
Look out in what sense?
He ain't
put
want
me
no
to the
money.
top of the list.
Put me on top of the list. I need. It's one more subdivision. It's 1,000 applicants,
You don't gotta
and
get
it's
one of
one.
them. You just gotta secure one of
Why you
them.
try to answer? Why you try to answer? I
You know-
want. I
you
want
know-
there's answer.
you know that's even worse,
It's
right?
It's 1,000.
That's
It's
being
1,000.
secured. Put the top of the list and secure you.
Carlo's scenario is it's 1,000 applicants. Use 980. It's one subdivision in the pipeline, and that subdivision got 40 lots.
And 40 is plenty.
I got 40 lots. And Tito want to get in there. You find Tito file, that's your brethren for 30 years, and you get him one of them. You get him lot 36 in the subdivision. Is that corruption?
I tell him to see the PS.
It is.
That's corruption?
That is corruption.
It is.
I only asked it.
Yeah, it is. It is. It
Boy,
is.
So
well,
you mean to tell me now you can let your friend and
boy,
his
well,
wife
that's the corruption I
and them-
need. Corrupt me. But see, like, I ain't gonna put corrupt me and put me to the top of the list. I ain't bringing you a tip for putting me to the top of the list. Wait, see, you can pump figure on here.
See, listen.
That's real talk.
Listen.
No,
Anybody
that is
said, yeah,
that
that's
is.
real talk.
See,
Listen.
people will sit and listen to
No,
this and be
but
like,
see-
"Oh,
but
this evil is corrupt,
see-
this and that." But now, if
see,
that's your
Bishop.
brethren who you know for 30 years, and you want help,
But see, Bishop, I
he
think
ain't want no money.
I think that's one of the reasons why you have a lot of Bahamians who are disenchanted and frustrated, because we take we take for granted, right? We take for granted that as I look around this table, a number of us are on many different cycles, and some of our cycles cross. That's a small country, right?
Yes.
Okay. And relationships are tight.
Yes.
In some places, it's 6 degrees of separation. We know right here, just looking at each other, it's probably 1 degree of separation.
Or less.
Or less.
Yes.
Right? Okay?
Yeah.
You know somebody who knows somebody. You know what I mean?
Right.
We all right? Okay? Right? Huh? You know me long time. You know what I mean? We all know each other a long time. So, in my constituency, for example, right, I've had people who all they want is an efficient system, and they're suffering because the system is not efficient, right?
Yeah.
They go on the line, and it taking them. There was a gentleman I had who was just so frustrated, and he said, "Mr. Cartwright," I said, "Man, you see why people sometimes get into trouble?" He said, "Because I've been to NIB trying to get my unemployment benefits. Months he been waiting.
Yeah.
Got his girlfriend, his little child, say trying. But they think of me wrong. You got to know somebody to get things right. And I felt that, right?
Right.
And guess what? I made a call to somebody I knew at NIB to find out why he wasn't getting, and this is a difference, just find out why this young man ain't getting paid.
Why ain't get served yet?
Why he ain't get paid. So they say, Shanendon, yeah, there was a slip up, a blind spot in the system.
Wow.
He should have gotten his check long time. And they say, you know what? I think it'll be sorted out now. Tell him come next week. And I tell you to no lie, to this day, when that young man got his check, when he saw me from that day to now, thanks a lot, Mr. God. He didn't want nothing else. You know what I mean? But he was frustrated by a system. And those are things that I have no problem assisting with. Now we got to make the system better so that your constituents don't have to necessarily come to you because they just going on a line trying to get proper service for a system that they pay for, the taxpayers pay for, but they frustrated by the system because the system
Boy, we're playing
ain't
that
efficient.
game on, buddy.
Is it the system or is it people that work in the system?
That's a system.
No,
It's a
that's
system.
it's a system.
No.
I see your point.
Sometimes there are
I see your
people
point.
working in the system, frustrating the system because they want certain things.
Well, I still put that all in the system.
Because some of them need to get sent home, but they can't get sent home because it's a
See,
system.
no,
Remember
no.
now.
When I use the system, I'm talking about the system just like you're saying it in a broader sense. You might have a process within the system again. Even some processes need to be fixed.
Right.
But I use system in the sense of the entire system.
You're talking about even persons involved in the system.
Right. That's what I
Being
meant
more
when I
efficient.
use the word system. When I
more
use the word
efficient.
system. Yeah.
Let me get you. Politicians don't like to say this. I don't know if you have said it before. You have been a minister. You were a minister, or you were a junior minister. What were you?
No. I was executive chairman of the Bahamas Public Parks and Beaches Authority.
Close enough.
Yeah.
It's being said, and I've heard, not you, I've heard, and not him. I ain't say this because we've talked several times off camera.
Right.
But I've heard many politicians, junior and senior, lament the inefficiencies of the public service.
Right.
Some systematic, but the majority being human resources, being the lack of functionality. I ask you to say amen or not to it. Do we have will we have the political will to go in there and to find bottlenecks and say, you know what, we need to clean this whole thing up? Because I've heard it from the side. You may be one saying, no man, the politics is tight. We good. We straight. I asked you to vote on it, but I have a feeling if you be honest, where you can vote. But we have so much blockages. We have inefficiencies. I know of a church. I won't call the name of church. I know of a church that's being approved. Their church drawing is being approved for over 9 months. And the man to sign the drawings just say, I ain't get around to signing it yet.
No.
So they don't have a set of stamp drawings. All of the areas of being approved.
Right.
But just some man ain't really get around. I guess it's forearm hitting that he ain't get around to stamp these stuff
Stamp
yet.
it.
And that kind of thing happens in all these different ministries. I believe that a lot, not all, because some have been lousy politicians on both sides. But I believe a lot of the inefficiencies is because of an inefficient public service.
Right.
How are we going to see, rather than us placating and playing games, are we going to really go in there and clean that thing up?
Yeah, I think where it starts, and you said it, we have to be real about the challenges that exist there. And it's about sitting down with all of the stakeholders, namely the leadership of the Public Service Union, and to say, listen, man, we have a culture and a system that's not, and there are some great public servants, let's make sure and say that, because we all have family members who are part of the public
Sure.
service, right? Great public servants, but we need to sit down, say, how do we make this system more efficient? How do we make this system to the degree that the Bahamian people, the Bahamian taxpayers feel that they are getting their money's worth, that the public service continues to appreciate that they're not doing the public any favors, and that their contribution to the development of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas is in what they do daily, and to talk to union officials and say, listen, man, for those persons who are not up to par, there has to be ways to deal with that in an accountable way, and in a way that's fair, and in a way that's balanced. I tell persons, we it's just me and you played ball, Sean played ball too. Always played ball, right?
Mm-hmm.
When I played college basketball, I always
play against y'all. I didn't tell you what school
I always use this,
because we get beat bad at
I
that.
tell them
I score 15.
You score 15?
Yes, baby. But y'all have killers.
I could remember being on bad teams, good teams, and great teams. And what I could say is the difference between being on bad teams, good teams, and great teams. The bad teams, they ain't accountable to nobody. No one. The good teams, the players are accountable to the coaches and the training staff and so forth. But the great teams that I played on where we were highly successful were the teams where the members on the team were accountable to themselves. Didn't need no coach, right? Well, listen, we having team meeting tomorrow. Coach ain't gonna be there. We having a team meeting. We can call each other out.
Right.
That's where I use that analogy to say that's where we have to get to. Right? I saw it the other day, and I understand a lot of people the culture has changed because, for example, the other day I was driving on East Bay Street. I see the person throw the tissue and one Coke can,
And they come
right in front of the IBM building, right?
Wow.
So my wife
And
said
that
to me,
even the time you were
my wife said to me, she said, Shanendon, what you doing? I say, I going behind them. Right? I going behind them. Now I know what my wife is thinking, boy. How you know who in the car, what they can do
Right.
when you pull up on the side of them, right? But we used to have a culture like that back in the day, right?
Absolutely.
Right? Remember when anybody could spank the child, right? So
Don't
now I
do
pull
that
up.
no more.
I pull up, and it just so happens God would have it that the light at the foot of the bridge was on red.
Right.
So I pull up on the side. I say, Mom, it's two ladies. I say, Mom. I say, I mean, you thought that was necessary? I say, why? I say, why?
She smart. She cuss you?
No, to their credit. They say, No, you're right, sir. I shouldn't have done that.
That's cool.
Right?
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one. Now,
Yeah.
it don't always go
No,
that
sir.
way, right? We know
Not
that.
in this country.
But, right? So,
No, sir.
so let's be honest with that. But we need that level of accountability with each other, man. That's the only way. Listen, we talk about crime and all these things, right? And we could get nice with all these different pieces of policies and so forth, which is important. But if we don't fundamentally change how we hold each other accountable, that's a problem. I mean, again, let me not diminish all of the social issues that would impact why crime is the way it is. But there have to be a level of accountability. When I was younger, I could not walk in my mother's house with a piece of clothing, a pair of shoes that she did not buy,
Right.
or she did not ask, boy, how you get that? And if you can't explain, she'll tell you, don't bring that in my house.
Didn't bring up.
So you think the same? You
didn't
think,
bring
you think, you think the
rubber.
politicians have the same mindset about accountability, or they have this mindset?
I want to answer that, and I don't, and I can answer that than anyone you answer, because, like, now that Shanendon, Mike Pintard, and y'all are in opposition, there's nothing being said about the inefficiencies in the public service. We don't jump on that because almost as though that can make the guys who in look too good. And to me, I think that's one of the greatest challenges in this country, how things are backed up, because that almost everything you need have to pass through the public service. But it seems as though we don't. This is almost like how I feel about and Linda been gone for me. How I feel about these teachers unions, these other unions. I have yet to hear a challenge to teachers from the teachers union. I've never heard a challenge that y'all ain't doing this, y'all need to work on this, y'all working that. It's almost like we just trying to get votes rather than trying to fix system. Right. It's all about votes as opposed to this system. I need this vote, but I need a system. My desire, I think we need about 39 5-year politicians who can go in there. I ran it for 5 years.
Yeah.
I want to do.
You got to clean up no matter what it is, you clean it up.
Yeah.
For 5 years. I don't need no re-election.
Right.
We just need to bring up the stock shop and make this into little general man.
Yeah. I listen. I'm not saying it is easy.
So you get Carlo question now about that's an area you bring. I think
I think Carlo, that's an important question. I mean, we have to be real. Well, I mean, for me to say to not agree with you with. I mean, we all could be hypocritical at different points in our lives, but I won't be hypocritical in front of you today. Maybe tomorrow, but I won't be hypocritical sitting right here. No, I mean, there's no doubt, man. We have to hold each other accountable. It seems
Without malice.
yeah, at times, it seems that our principals, we get very selective depending on if it's somebody on our team, right? And we get very selective of how we apply that level of accountability and so forth. And guess what? It's like, I could compartmentalize it and it could be challenging, right? There's no doubt. We live in a small society, and I keep on saying this because that's one of our challenges, but that also presents an opportunity because the police officer who pulls you over, it's probably a cousin who you can see on the weekend. Right? And anybody over realizes you come with my mom and them on the weekend, right? That's how we live in every day.
Right.
So the question is, is your cousin gonna give you a ticket, right? And so I'm not saying it's easy, but these are the things that.
My cousin didn't give me no ticket.
Right. And maybe that's the extreme that what the reality of it is.
You right, I taking it.
Right. But we have to. If we want to embrace where we can go as a country, right, where we all know, where when we travel and we see how some other countries are, even with their imperfections, right? Right? Even with their imperfections,
right?
And we ask ourselves, well, how come they could do it? Always the proverbial, for example, the thing of some people, man, why I got to put on a seat belt? Right? Huh? Y'all ain't got nothing else to do? But like they say, when you hit Fort Lauderdale Airport,
you don't even get to the airport yet.
Right?
From you.
Right?
From your I go like a seatbelt.
Right? Somebody say, because they ain't want nothing to stop them from going to Walmart, right? But my point is that level of discipline, right? Why don't we do that and understand that these things, even in a small way, either makes our country great or diminishes who we are. We gotta be to that level, and it could be small things, you know. You know what I mean?
Because the small things lead to the big things. Like right now, we have all this stuff going on, and most mothers know, they can play crazy all they want.
Yeah.
Most mothers know, because you see the trend. The trend don't just happen overnight.
Right.
For some kids, you see them going down that road.
Right.
But they're the very ones who lay on the street crying. But they know that their son is a full-fledged gangster. They know that. It dripping off them. And then when it hits, for most people, it don't affect them until it hit home.
I want to ask a hard question. Tito, I mean to cover that deep thought you had just now, but I know but
Tito,
Shanendon.
I hope you know, right? I hope you know, Tito. Let the record reflect. I thought I was going to be here 20 minutes, but this has been so good.
I know.
I just
been so
want
good.
to say,
been
he
so
enjoying
good.
this so much. He have to come back because we can have talk about some more of these things, right?
Yeah,
but
yeah,
before you go, I
that's
get a couple things.
I have one question before you start.
Let me
Let
see,
me
go ahead.
question.
Go ahead.
So, we often say, you say it ain't easy, right?
Yeah.
Looking from outside looking in.
Right.
In your opinion, if you could say, how hard it is, you think, for you or for anybody going into politics, winning their seat, and going in and trying to make this drastic change or make this change?
Good question.
Or how easy it is to conform to what has already been established, regardless of what you stand on.
Listen, that's a good question. I wanted to put another thing.
I know. You just
Darn. That's a good darn. That's a good darn question.
I think you got to do both.
No, and it is, because most persons, in my view, who come into politics, they come in with an idealistic view, right? A lot, who come in
Passionate.
and wanting to make a difference, and then you have a system, right?
They're long before you.
Right, you have a system that wants you to conform because it don't like the unknown. It don't like
Ruffles.
they don't like things. They don't unpredictability. You know what I mean?
You don't know how things go.
Right, and then the whip is on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The whip is on. And you'll find some issues. You'll find some issues that the whip may not be on because that they're so complex issues. I could remember when Dr. Menace became Prime Minister. I won't tell you what the issue is, but I remember telling him, I said, listen, Prime Minister, that I, generally speaking, support the policies of the government, but if there's ever this issue, I will stand up. Because, you could make yourself absent and not even have, you could be out of the house. Right? You could be out of the house where you don't really have to get in the fight.
Sure.
But I told him, I say, on this issue, I ain't gonna be absent. If this comes up, this certain issue comes up, I say because my conscience.
And you can't do it now. Now we know that it's not.
My conscience. My conscience ain't gonna allow that, right? But to your point, Carlo, you get in there, and that's why I think that. No. I think that where you can have the small wins, you take it. Don't get frustrated that you ain't gonna win it every time, and don't get frustrated that there are some things that might take some time, but continue to be a soldier, right? Continue to be a soldier on that particular issue or the overall issue of trying to make things better. But the truth is, have been dealing with some problems for 40 years. It ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna change overnight. But to your point,
in other words, you can answer your question now.
No. I feel I am.
I think he answered it.
No.
He's saying you gotta do both.
You gotta. Here's the thing, right?
You gotta have your passion, but you gotta also know.
Right. Here's
some
the thing.
things you gotta conform
The
to.
system. You have a system that you're working with. Yes. You come in trying to make major change, and you have that level of commitment.
I can cut off the deputy leader of the opposition.
Okay.
I have only seen I'm right behind you and Tito, right behind y'all in age. I'm a couple of months younger than y'all.
I gonna tell the truth now. A couple of months.
Couple of months under y'all. I have not seen a government that since high school that has come in to make changes. I've only seen management. I think that's the point that I think I've only seen who we actually deciding who can be the better manager of our country.
Yeah.
We've really only been managing it. We have not really.
Bishop, if you think about it, sorry to interrupt you, but if you
Interrupt me. Go ahead. I want you to.
But if you think about it, there's a reason why no government has been reelected since 1997, right? Because the Bahamian people are voting governments out, right? People are going to the polls with apathy, right? They just tired, right?
Right.
Okay? Because, to your point, we've just had, in their view, people who are managing, right? People, what we should be doing now is making sure that people go into the polls to vote for something.
Yeah.
And that's why, for example,
So we voting against.
Well, that's what we've been doing. So, for example, we were very proud in 2021 that, to your point, Sean, when the national mood, the apathy continued, where people say, well, we got to get these fellas out,
Yeah.
right? That we were very proud in Zimbabwe was the people went to the polls and say, despite the national mood, right? Despite the national mood, we want to keep Cartwright in.
Why y'all call it early election, Biggs?
Right.
Why y'all do that?
They ain't do that.
Well,
Why y'all do that, man?
until we have,
He
set-
was in the government. I can put it. Why you call that?
until we have set election dates,
Like someone said.
until we have set election dates, when election is only in one man or one woman head.
Next question. Next question. It appears, and it seems to be a thought that's shared by many.
Right.
And I don't know how you feel. You may say I totally disagree with the thought. The thought is y'all ain't resonating. The thought is you're number one, you're number two. The number one and you number two. The thought is y'all this team ain't resonating.
Right.
Are you sensing that? You probably can't announce that. You probably can't say whether you are or not. Do you gentlemen agree with me that Michael Pintard led F&M? It seems as though Joe Public's point of view is
Joe Public or Tito
They-
and Sean? I don't know.
No, listen. I think that.
that they are not resonating. I see now they quiet. Now
I'm going
they
to the defender of the
No, listen. Let me.
You call it what you want.
No,
I
let me
speak truth.
say this.
I've been hearing that argument a lot.
Let me
A
hear it.
lot.
Let me hear it.
A
I-
lot.
Sean.
The pastor said, let me hear what.
So I would know if y'all hearing
you say?
number one, are you hearing that as well that y'all ain't resonating? And number two, what's your take on it? Number one, are you hearing that?
I'll answer it this way, right? We accept that there's a level of frustration in the country, right? And people want more from us as our opposition. We accept that, right? There's no doubt about that. We accept that. We accept that some of the political sausage making, if you will, right, that people are seeing.
That's a good
With
term,
some of,
actually.
no, yes, I mean, every families have passionate conversations
Everybody
and
don't
so
know what
forth.
sausage making means.
Well, you know what the sausage making is. It ain't pretty, right? It ain't necessarily pretty, and we're having spirited discussions at the party, and so this issue about unity is coming up, and we
Do
get
you
it.
think that is the biggest issue?
What was that?
Not that y'all are not resonating, it's because you're not resonating because the party is divided.
Well, I wouldn't say. Listen, I think that
Is the party divided?
no, we're
So
not divided.
you making him see
No,
you
no,
you
no,
try
no.
to set up the good
No,
deputy
no,
leader because
no.
you try to get him to
No.
admit that they ain't resonating because he ain't admit that yet whether they resonating or
no,
not.
no, because I
Who
don't
just
think.
they expect more of them?
No,
I mean you ain't resonating.
Right? No, that is
Why-
true.
why
That
is
is true.
that?
I think that they expect more of us, and they should. We're opposition. They expect more of us. They expect us to be on certain issues, right? And our job is to adjust. But we do feel that, anecdotally, just as you have some persons who may feel that way, there are a lot of persons out there who feel that we are making our way to becoming the government of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Ultimately, the Bahamian people have to
5
choose
years?
that.
I mean, next year or
Um,
5 years?
We've
Couple
put out a
months.
lot of plans relative to housing, relative to immigration. Now, Michael Pintard has put out the plans as the leader of the party. There's more work to be done, and I believe ultimately that as we go along and as we form the team, I believe that the Bahamian people and confidence will increase, and I believe that with God's grace we'll have the opportunity to become the government of the
So,
Commonwealth of the
I have
Bahamas.
another question.
Hey.
And this disrespect.
It's the first time you got plenty questions, boy.
As deputy leader and our
I
opposition,
think we should
right?
each
Yeah.
of you ask questions.
Still my business.
So you have the permission to come on shows like this?
If I have permission.
When I say permission, there's have to be a discussion to come on and speak about what the party is doing and things like that.
No, it isn't about permission. No, not at all.
That's why I rephrase it today. Having a discussion. Hey, this is the
No,
plan,
I mean
boom,
it's
boom, boom,
no,
boom.
but it is important for us to know who's going on shows and so forth. I mean, just because you want to be a cohesive unit, making sure that substantively on the issues of policy and so forth that we all on the same page. I mean, because the truth is, on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, we are getting together and caucusing, and maybe in the room there might be an issue where someone or a number of persons have an issue on a particular issue, right? Have some concerns, and the idea is a caucus. That's why you caucus. You get together, and
Sure, we all
right?
agree.
Exactly. Bishop,
Absolutely. Yeah, all the time.
you run a whole church collectively.
Absolutely.
You all, some of your fellow bishops may not start off with you, but by the time you end up meeting, they would.
We try our best.
You try your best, right? But Bishop.
I try my
But the
best.
accepted thing is,
Yeah.
right, in the spirit of cordiality, is that, listen, okay, you had your say, right? This is what was decided by the collective, and you come out.
Yeah.
Even if you whispering in your mind, but listen,
I ain't feeling this.
I
But you're
ultimately I
going
gave
against
my
one
view,
crew.
Because
but
you
right.
can't walk together unless you agree.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
But my point is that, listen, that decision is made, right? Okay. Bishop going in this direction. And we going. We deal with that every day. Think about it. Every day we make those decisions in our lives. We make those decisions in our lives. I mean,
Yeah.
even with the family aspect, you have your little row with your family, but that don't mean you ain't family.
Nobody's wrong more than family, but
You know?
You is the speaker against Shanendon Cartwright, or Shanendon, by y'all agree you can be the antagonizer to keep this thing hot?
No, I think, listen, let me be clear.
It seems like you always got a wife getting on.
Let me be clear. And I'm glad y'all said whether
Yeah, you forget, Brody.
whether it was the mace or
I even didn't get on that. You on suspension now?
or yeah, I am.
You in detention right now.
or last week, it was a principled position that I took, and I firmly believe that my conscience is clear.
Yeah.
I talk to my God enough where, at the end of the day, I want to be able to look myself in the mirror and to talk to God and to be right and just with a position that I have taken. Now, people are entitled to have their opinion,
Right.
right? And that's why in both of those cases, when the media asked me to come on, because see, for me, it wasn't about now going on a parade.
Right.
I made the decision,
On principles.
and that's it, right?
Yeah.
I moved on. Now,
You know,
my
so-
penance for standing up in my view and saying I'm not going to apologize because I don't believe it was justified is that I was suspended. I mean, at the end of the day, that's the decision was made. I've accepted that, and I will go back, right? I will go back 8th, whatever's after the 8th. So I accept that. So there's no personal animus between me, and this is one thing I don't do. This is a life lesson. I was taught this at an early age, that I'm very careful not to take things on personally. I mean, there's some things that people could do to you
Sure.
for you to take it personal. But as it relates to things in politics, listen. Again, country is small. I have friends on the other side who I serve in parliament with, right? I don't attack people, I attack policies. And I will stand up and I will say, that's my friend and that's my boy over there. But he signed up and signed on, in my view, to some bad policies. I'll say that. I'm good with that. Now, that is not something that's a different kind of politics. Because some people believe that we should continue to let the Bahamian people believe that we hate each other.
Right.
And I believe that we need to take this to another level of debate, right? I mean, if you think about it, whether you're in John Canoe, I mean, all of us in John Canoe, right? In my shack, right? We got FNL and PLP in my shack. But I know I rush for the volley. I know y'all ask me which one, right? But my point is that on Boxing Day morning, you think we worrying about PLP and FNM? All we know is we won't beat the sock. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's okay. But my point is just that We need to raise the debate, right? The level of discussion on this idea that we all trying to kill each other and don't like each other, right? We can move away from that. Just that don't make sense. Listen, what has been legendary in this country that people now see play out now that they've retired is the friendship between
Let me ask you a
Hubert
question
Ingram
to your point.
and
They all
Perry
friends.
Christie,
They
right?
all friends.
Okay,
Yeah.
but they fought election after election,
Viciously,
right?
seemingly.
But you can't get between them,
Right.
right? Different views of things and so forth. So we need to get to level, because I think that this thing where we allowing, and when I say we allowing, by virtue of our example, feeding into this thing that a PLP voter got to hate an F&M voter and so forth. Don't get me wrong now. Some people have been aggrieved through different avenues and different ways, right? Not certain experiences that they feel like, hey, they are right to feel aggrieved by the
Shanendon,
F&M or the PLP.
You open up one hornet's nest now that you caused this. We didn't fool this. You caused this.
Okay, go ahead.
Because I didn't get a couple texts now.
Okay.
They would know. You talking about like in PLP, like y'all don't like one another.
Well, that's
So,
not
so,
the
but-
case, man.
so, I
that's
get
fine.
text
That's-
that saying,
that's fine.
well, why they doing what they did in the minutes then? You don't, but
no,
you,
listen,
if
let
you
me
get
answer
if
that.
you get friends right across the table. Ooh, you got PLP friends. Lord God, you should have some friends right next to you.
No,
Say why y'all ain't got no
listen,
friends?
Listen,
You
let me answer it. I'm not. I ain't afraid.
Because it looking personal.
No, listen.
It looking personal.
Listen. I'm not afraid.
I only get asked that because
No,
they
that's
can
fine.
say we like.
No,
if
listen,
we
man,
ask that.
I ain't afraid to answer this. I look at this very dispassionately.
Yeah.
At any given time, right, even in our selection process right now, sometimes you could have 4 and 5 people who are capable of being candidates. It
Right.
only could be one.
Right.
Right? Okay? Right? Only could be one. As it relates specifically to Dr. Minnis, first let me say, I am grateful for the opportunity that Dr. Minnis gave me, right? My entrance into frontline politics was because of Dr. Minnis.
Right.
I was appointed executive chairman of the Bahamas Public Parks and Beaches Authority. I addressed the UN, something that some ministers who've been in government, 20 years. I stood in the UN and addressed the UN,
Wow.
an opportunity that was given by Dr. Minnis. So I am grateful. We are in a process now where the party is making decisions, and at the end of the day, ultimately, the party makes the decisions. The Council of the Free National Movement makes the decision. People will always have varying views of who should continue and who should go. At the end of the day, the party makes a decision. I think that naturally people see the discussions are happening out there, and it's some intense discussions. I do think that those things, understandably, will have people who support us saying, well, why this need to happen like this? Why this family discussion needs to happen out in the public?
Right.
But at the end of the day, political parties, the Free National Movement, has a process, and the Council of the Free National Movement will determine who are its candidates.
So that ain't a one-man decision for him to not be able to run in that area. That's
No, the council, listen, at the end of the day,
the council is made up of the whole entire party or just voting members selected by the party on the council to vote on
the
that.
council is the supreme body of the Free National Movement outside of convention.
And this council is even bigger than the leader.
Absolutely. I mean, that's what the council does. At the end of the day, listen.
I just wanted to be clear.
So they're like still
Listen,
members.
let me tell you a story to bring home the point. In a previous election, maybe about 30 years ago, there was a candidate who, let's say, leadership was interested in, right? Not having run. But it was the Council of the Free National Movement that said, hold on, no, we want them to run. The council decides. The council can do anything it wants to do. So people have to appreciate that this is a process. So you got the candidates committee, right? Goes to the council. At the end of the day, the council can say, listen, all right, we down with that? Or
No.
we want this person to run it. The council has the power. The council, let me say this too. Constituency associations, they have their view. You'll see this thing about these constituency associations who might say, they don't support a certain person, this and that. Everybody is entitled to their view. The constituency association, they get to put their view out there, right? It's not an absolute thing, because guess what? Even in the process, there have been situations where Tito wants to run. Tito's name is in the hat, right? The association, the Progressive Liberal Party calls them branches. We call them associations. They say, we want Tito, right? And by the end of the process, they don't get Tito. Understandably, they're upset. Sometimes the party isn't even necessarily at liberty to tell the association why they couldn't go with Tito. And Tito might not even want the association, because this process of exposure and your business, you ain't got no business when you know what I mean?
Right.
You ain't got no business. So that's why you'll have two, and that's your earlier point. There are some people, when they realize how much your finances have to be exposed and so forth, they ain't for that.
So the prudency of the being vetted is
even-
very intentional when it comes to prudency or being prudent.
Right? Even
Right.
that process there, even that
The
process
being
there for some
intentional
people.
for being vetted is really, really strong then. So you don't just
No, it
walk
is.
into there and just,
It
they
does
going through all your business. They digging up in there.
everything. What you did in primary school, what you did in nursery school. I put a little mustard on it there, but the point is that everything, and especially now, right? We in the age of social media
Sure.
and so
Sure.
forth,
Everything
right?
can come right back.
Right.
Yeah.
So a lot of times, in some instances, you have where you find out information, right? Okay, and it isn't that you can't make a mistake and be in politics.
Sure.
The question is, when you're talking with the public, is the mistake, and everybody deserves to be forgiven, eh?
Yeah.
But is your mistake or something you did in the past so
Forgivable.
grave, right? So grave that it might have been forgivable, but
But it
it will
wouldn't go
affect
away.
public confidence. That's a different thing,
Yeah.
right? And that's why I teach my children. I'm sure you all teach your children.
See,
Not
but
because you
that's good to
apologize
know.
for a mistake.
that's good, you know.
Don't means there's not
But
repercussions,
see,
right?
I'm
Absolutely.
glad that you shared it with
Right.
people.
You
People
will
just
have
feel
to
like
reap what you sow.
some
Yeah,
people
you
feel
have
like
to
it's
read
just
what
in
you sow.
one
Yeah.
man's
You might not
power
like
to
that.
say yes or no. The fact that you shared that
I
brings
really
total.
Yeah.
don't
Now-
know what happened to Tito Battle, because this is not the Tito Battle that's been on the show every week, and we can address this next week, because this boy just
So let me
up
ask
here
you a question.
pump faking this
So-
I
whole
thought you was gonna get
show.
put in the bus.
That
Or
because
somebody
you,
was gonna get put in the bus.
I mean, this dude
Nobody gets
just
put in the bus
this.
today.
But y'all didn't
This-
know. I
You know
told
what
y'all.
believe?
I told y'all.
believe
I don't
they
pump
had
fake.
Discussion prior
No,
to
no. Listen.
This is
Mr.
If I was to vote for the FNM, I could be. Listen to me. You know me. I just be frank. If I was to vote for the FNM, I would want Shanendon to be in the front chair. I can put it on there. I would want him to be in the front chair.
Yeah, you try to
He's the
swallow.
guy I like.
He tried to cause.
Listen.
It's a barbershop show. He can't say that.
Yes, sir.
And that's my. Let me say it for the radio. That's my viewers.
Right. Listen.
Just like I like him being in.
Listen.
Change ain't come and changes here. I like certain things. And you ain't gonna tell me what I want from what I ain't want.
Listen.
Let me get you on the bus for that.
Well, let me say this, right? I appreciate your sentiment, my brother. There's a season and a time for everything. Right now, it's Michael Pindad's time.
Right? Yeah.
Right? It is.
This is where we bring the question.
It is Michael. It is Michael Pindad's time, and the Free National Movement is doing everything, and we continue to work to ensure that, again, by God's grace, that Michael
We get them
Pindad
on
No,
the
but
side
he
of
had
Ghetto.
some, he had some
Yeah,
good
the
questions.
Prime Minister,
He
the
asked some
Prime
questions.
Minister of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
The time is now.
Go for it. Sean.
What is the time, Sean?
Go for it, Sean.
The questions that were asked earlier.
Yeah.
In your opinion,
I glad you're again loud.
I said I can repeat it. In your opinion, go ahead, Sean.
in your opinion,
In your opinion,
if an election is called tomorrow,
if an election is called tomorrow,
how is your confidence
how is your confidence
as it relates to the Free National Movement,
as it relates to the Free National
Winning.
Movement
the government,
winning the government? That's the question of.
and how is your confidence as Mr. Michael Pintar being the leader
I don't.
of the Free National Movement?
In the famous word of LA in 5.
Listen,
In 1 year.
I believe that as the Bahamian people continue to deal with all of these issues, crime, with the issue of the cost of living in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, with the issue of the immigration issue that we have to deal with the issue of increased taxes and this increased burden, with the issue of the lack of transparency from this government, where this government has continued to say, listen, y'all just shut up and we ain't want to hear from y'all, the Bahamian people, the shifting numbers, the shifting fiscal goalposts and so forth. I believe at the end of the day that they will choose the Free National Movement because they understand that the Free National Movement is better, is best to govern the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. I do believe, the second part of your question,
There's a third part.
okay, no problem. I do believe that Michael Pintard presents the best opportunity for us. We talked about shifting the ground and the changes that need to happen. I believe that Michael Pintard presents the best opportunity for that to happen in this election and us going forward. I believe that I know that there's a commitment to engaging in a paradigm shift in this country and to not do business as usual. I believe that he has a vision for the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, and it's being played out by virtue of the pieces of policy pieces. Also, I believe that we talked about needing to move from what's usual, what's commonplace. I believe that, you talked earlier about Mr. Pintard's, occupation, and, putting aside all the propaganda and the political jostling about it. The reality of it is his time in human resources management and the orange economy and corporate development, just as I was, is sufficient, I believe, not only to obviously us in the Free National Movement, but to the Bahamian people, that moving away from lawyers and the professional class, it is something that is going to expand in terms of the Bahamian people embracing the idea that you don't need to be from a certain class or category of people to lead this country. Because if that's the case, what are we telling our children, our sons and daughters, that because they decide on a particular a profession or a particular category of work, they don't have the ability to lead?
But you better be very careful how you say this, though.
Go ahead.
Because according to the Bahamian people, we tried that before. It didn't work, according to the Bahamian people, right? So we ran away from the lawyers and the traditional politicians and stepped out of the ordinary into the extraordinary.
What do we do?
We went and we elected a doctor, and it didn't really, quote unquote, work out.
No, but
right?
you don't have.
But before you
let
answer,
me just say this. No, but let me just say this, right? Let me just say this. The point is, though, it has nothing to do with your profession. Now, obviously, we've had
we didn't phrase it that way, but I understand your point.
We've had 4 prime ministers now, right, including the president, who are attorneys, right?
Right.
The point is that those persons weren't free of criticism, right? Okay.
Right.
They weren't free of criticism. So Lyndon lost, obviously. Christie lost, and Mr. Ingram lost. So the point is, it has nothing to do. It has to do with your performance and leadership. Leadership is leadership.
I agree.
Right?
But
leadership has nothing to do with.
You didn't lay the foundation like that. So that's why I thought you didn't.
No, leadership is leadership.
I do think, though, whoever you are want to be the prime minister, you should have some evidence of policy management, project management, and people management. Right. To me, you got to have some track record of those three things.
So going back to something that you said earlier.
Right.
Right? And I'm sure we can answer. This might be an uncomfortable question, but I can answer anyway. Earlier you mentioned it was about good teams, great teams, and poor teams.
Oh, you actually was listening.
Right.
What kind of about a team you are now?
What, in terms of the parliamentary team?
Yeah, about
My third question.
yeah.
Let me ask my third question.
As part of that from them team, current team right now.
I believe we have a very good team. We have a very good team.
It's the best team you've ever been on?
Do you have
Sorry?
It's the best team you've ever been on?
The best political team?
Yeah.
Well, I've only been on 2 political teams. No, listen. I believe we're putting together, right? And I have to do with
It's your third team.
I have to say it in live time. We are putting together and assembling, I believe, in the first 17 candidates, right, that we've ratified. We have a lot of persons who are
putting together at this point, Mr. Cartwright? Time is short.
Right.
We are not going into
this one no
election
election.
season.
This one no
Yeah.
election. Go on.
Yeah, he been in the meeting last night.
Election season. So I don't think there needs to be a putting together at this point. There should have already been a.
But you realize we don't know who will run for the BLB yet. You know that?
Hold on. I talking to Mr. Cartwright.
Yeah, but we got to call a spade a spade.
Let's Sean. Go ahead, Sean.
I talking to Mr. Cartwright.
Uh-huh.
Go ahead, finish.
So, do you feel? Listen. So, time we are in the election season, and I go back to the
The leader texting Shanendon asking him,
No,
where
man.
you is, man? You
No,
supposed to
man,
be out here now.
and we got to go to Fox and I got to catch the time
Right,
too, right?
go ahead.
But we are in election season,
Right.
and I think that the free national movement needs to be to a point right now, not tomorrow, not next week, not putting together. There needs to be a strong togetherness to allow the public to have this confidence.
Right.
Do you think that the general public will want to elect a party that gives the perception that they are divided? So how do you elect a party that is divided to lead a country to the next?
Listen, that's a fair question. Yesterday, we were with Ellsworth Johnson in Yamakwa, the constituency, but specifically that portion of Elizabeth Estates that's in his constituency. We were well received, right? We had over 100+ persons walking in that constituency, listening to the concerns of the Bahamian people, those persons in the constituency. They were glad to see us. They were glad to talk about the issues that we've talked about. I know you say, Sean, that the reality of it is forming a team that presents what would be a government of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. It isn't something that happens overnight. There is no doubt that, again, the level of urgency that the Bahamian people feel that we need to see what our options are. We accept that, but you will make sure that you have the right persons and there's a process. We would be ratifying additional candidates very, very soon, or like we say in Bahamian vernacular, directly. And I believe that as we continue to do that, the Bahamian people's confidence will continue to grow as we set out our policy pieces as we've done that. Listen, the member for Southern Shores said, okay, that there's an issue between the back bench of the PLP.
You come back and say he's sorry,
Right.
so he didn't mean like that.
Right? The back bench of the PLP.
He come back and say sorry, he
And
didn't mean like
cabinet
that.
ministers, he said that the cabinet ministers only look out for their political interests. The senator, Pickstock, said that, this essentially can't be the government talking about the economy and all of the numbers and so forth. It cannot just be prosperity and paper. The businesses have to feel it. Right? Leslie Miller was on one show the other day, and I got to call the show because we ain't going to promote another show.
Absolutely
I appreciate
not.
that.
Good move.
Thanks.
Appreciate
Right?
it.
Leslie Miller was on the show the other day, say this thing about the bills was going to go down in the summer. Leslie Miller say they got to go back to the drawing board because something ain't working here. Right? On the moorings deal in moorings deal in
Exuma.
Exuma, right? When they asked the deputy prime minister, well, what's the deal? He pulled a shaggy, he said, it wasn't me. We'll check the prime minister's office. So I say that to say the Bahamian people are hearing these things from the members of the government, their own members who are having issues with how this government is operating. I believe fundamentally at the end of the day, the Bahamian people are going to look at this team led by Michael Pintard. Yes, they continue to have certain expectations that they want us to fill. Ain't no doubt about it. You can't get into all your feelings. At the end of the day, they decide if they want to hire you. So it's our job to make sure to answer their questions, broadly speaking, to meet their expectations for them to have the confidence to say it needs to be the free national movement. And we believe that as this goes along, the Bahamian people are going to see that we are committed to bringing a broad-based level of competencies, people who are committed to their communities, the family islands here in New Providence, competencies in terms of different skill sets that we'd bring into government. And I believe at the end of the day, they will reward the free national movement with their support.
I love that answer. Very, very good answer.
Let's watch this now, but
That's my last question. Now, any election season,
Yes, sir.
especially how we are now in election season, you can putting your ears, everybody's ears is on the ground.
Yes.
Do you feel that
My ears ain't on the ground.
do you feel that there's a level of
Only if we don't.
frustration, like with the current administration, the level of frustration is enough for the electorate to want to vote out the current administration and vote in the Free National Movement? Because I don't know if you, like with the barbershops, the salons, and anytime you're coming into election season, you can almost tell. You can not almost tell. You can tell when the country is frustrated. There's no administration is going to be perfect.
Right.
No administration is going to be without criticism.
Right.
Okay. Do you feel that the level of criticism is enough that the country would want to see change from the Free National Movement, from the PLP to the Free National Movement?
Yes, because anecdotally,
Now you saying yes to everything, man.
No, man. You asked me a question, right? So anecdotally,
Not me.
even yesterday.
No, me not ask.
No, you didn't answer.
Not do you feel. Forget your feelings. Do you feel?
You want a man
that the
forgetting
evidence-
feelings?
Yes,
Do you feel that the
yes,
evidence
and that's
is
what I was about
enough?
to say. Yes, Sean. Here's what.
Man, stop it.
I glad he called you Sean, not Kenyatta Taylor, because you were listening.
Because I hear y'all call him Sean, so I call him Sean. Right? Kenyatta. Here's the thing, man. Yesterday, in Yamakro, the constituency, but Elizabeth Estates, right? That portion that is Yamakro. To hear the frustrations of those persons that we would have met.
In Lizzie?
In Lizzie, right? Talking about crime, talking about immigration, talking
Just
about
generic or in Lizzie itself.
in Lizzie itself, talking about the issues of the lack of things for youth development in our country, talking about the taxes and the cost of living and how difficult it is, right, to keep their groceries in their fridge and in their cupboards, how difficult it is, right, to deal with their light bill and their water bill, how difficult it is for them to deal with just everyday matters. It tells me, and it's an indication to answer your question, that the Bahamian people are tired of this government, and that's why we appreciate.
I ain't say nothing.
Okay, no, I don't just give me.
Don't say nothing else.
Right?
You didn't say nothing.
We
didn't get-
right.
you didn't get
They see a
close to
government. They see a government that spent that at the end of this fiscal year would have spent $280 million on consultants, $280 million on consultants, but can't keep ambulances running efficiently here in the Commonwealth of Bahamas, right? Just put on order for fire engines, $280 million. So the Bahamian people see a disconnect. $1 million on a trip, $1 million on a trip. So the Bahamian people, the world that the government continues to portray that the Bahamian people are living in is totally different from what they in fact live in every day here in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. And we have to appreciate as a free national movement that where the Bahamian people are at, and if we don't come and engage them to the level that they expect us to, right, they will not accept us. But I do believe, for what we've been experiencing and what we've presented and will continue to present, the Bahamian people will appreciate and understand that the free national movement is best to govern the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
Let me ask this question. If you and we
Yeah,
can
sure.
end with this. We can end with this because we usually do this. We can give you some names.
Okay.
You tell us what you think about these names. This will be the last
Hey,
thing.
you-
But before I give you the names, and ask you this question.
Hey, I have to run.
No,
No,
way.
sir.
No.
You hold your tail right
No,
here.
sir.
You start your tail right here.
You stay right there.
Yeah.
You don't answer all your questions.
Go ahead,
I
Bishop.
have to catch the pharmacy.
Pharmacy close 10 o'clock.
The pharmacies open all over this country.
No.
Yeah, we know to send you.
Certain pharmacy got to catch closing.
Prescription parlor opens
5
at
minutes.
12.
5 minutes.
Me and him met the other day inside the pharmacy around 10:30 tonight.
I can't get from prescription pharmacy where I need to get.
We can get you there. So
5 minutes.
No.
if you
Me
had
and my wife waiting on me to
if you had an unlimited budget for one project
Should have thought of that before you take
to
up 20 minutes.
change this country. You had listen, Shanendon, whatever this costs, one project, one single thing you could do that could
Well, they do answers-
turn
they do
this
answers
thing
make sense.
around.
Turn what thing around?
This country. You talk about those people you met last night.
Yeah.
People who complaining. People suffering. People suffering. I can be honest. I keep on saying people suffering. I don't see it as much people say it.
Right.
A lot of people going through, but when people just put a little sauce,
complaining about the
they
bills,
just put
but they still paying
they just put a little sauce
the
on it,
level of
right? But no
suffering
problem.
much
So let's
more.
say things are that horrible. If you had unlimited resources to do this one project, what would that project be?
I believe it would be in education, right? I believe it would be in education to diversify the, let me not use the word diversify, to construct a first-class educational system that would allow for our young people to embrace, one, the idea that to be a contributing citizen, you don't have to have gone to college, right? You don't need every student to go to college to create a great society, that there are other ways for you to be successful. There are other ways for you to be prosperous than going the traditional route, talking about obviously the vocational route, a system that allows for us to use all of the different talents, athletic talents of our students, to allow an educational system through the University of the Bahamas where we can truly have a robust support of the university, where you have a research institute where the University of the Bahamas can be self-sustained, an education system where it stops the social promotion of our children. Right now, about 50%, roughly about 50% of students are graduating with that high school diploma. That does not mean that the other 50% are not capable. It don't mean that they are less intelligent. The point is that we have everybody is different. Everybody has different skill sets. Everybody has different competencies, and so I would say an educational system that meets the needs of our people and their talents in a real structured way, where we are building facility centers. The money is unlimited, building the necessary facilities and necessary schools and vocational institute that allow our children to be the best they could be, regardless of their competencies and their skill set.
Got it. Let's go. Let's go. My names. Here we go. First name, Lyndon Penland. It could be one sentence. It could be one word. Lyndon Penland. What comes to your mind?
Visionary.
Perry Christie.
We digging low on that one.
No. I passionate.
Mm-hmm. Brent Simonet.
Rich.
Businessman.
Cecil Wallace Whitfield.
Freedom fighter.
Hudson Moultrie.
Straight talker.
Hubert Ingram.
Mean what he says what he means.
Loretta Butler Turner.
Switcher. Oh, I wasn't me.
Also disrespectful.
Mute your mic.
Historic. Historic.
Historic. That's what you go with.
Yeah, historic.
I take that back.
Michael Alkides.
Nice guy, man. Listen. Mike and I used to go to the same church.
love
Man.
I waited on you.
Yeah. Nice guy, man.
Dr. Hubert Minnis.
He gotta be a nice guy too.
Oh.
We gotta make something different.
Good guy in the college.
How would you know?
You know what I would say, and I want to answer it this way if I may, right?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Good, thank you.
However you want to answer. This is on you.
Thank you very much.
I think you can do a word or a sentence.
No.
Up to you.
All right, I appreciate it. I think that sometimes a person's legacy, especially in politics, and legacy meaning just what they would have contributed. That history, some time has to pass to appreciate some aspect of their legacy.
I got you.
Right? I think that similar to when the roads them dig up, right? But now people appreciate that piece of policy that Mr. Ingram had, even though it probably cost us that election, right? I think similarly, there will come a time when we will look back on COVID, and while there is no doubt there are some things, and I think he'd be the first to tell you there's some things we could have done better, and some decisions we would take back. But there is no doubt what sticks out in my mind, and I give him credit for this. That's why I thank you for allowing me to expand on it.
Yeah.
I remember when those tickers were on the screen telling you how many deaths, right, were in each state and then each country. And I remember when in Florida, it got to 500,000 deaths. And I said to myself, my God, that could be the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. And I do believe, sincerely, because I was there, that many of the decisions he made prevented a lot of Bahamians from dying. Okay? Like I said, there are some other decisions that I'm sure he would like to take back. He didn't let go. We didn't let go one public servant, right? Not one public servant was let go off the payroll. So that's why I thank you for allowing me to expand.
Good.
Expand it. Yeah.
Hiram Lewis.
That's my boy, man. You know, that Hiram Lewis. That's my boy. And so
That's what we gave it. That's my boy.
that's my boy. I wish him well. I wish him well.
Lincoln Bin. That's your boy.
No.
No.
I mean, I passionate. I can say that.
I think I want to expand.
You're not the. Okay, sorry. Go ahead. You want to expand? Which one?
Just a sentence. If you had to give a sentence on.
Why you want him to say more? A sentence on who?
On Lincoln.
Yeah.
Y'all.
Just a sentence.
Go ahead. Give me a sentence.
Very positive.
No, man, listen, man.
Just see the same person who I guess if I'm here.
No, that's your boy,
No, you can't go. We get two more.
Oh, he ain't no sentence. That's it. He ain't going no more.
Go ahead.
Philip Davis.
Philip Davis. He's contributed to his country. Continues to contribute to his country. I'll say
Well,
that.
cold too, but really could give now. Last one.
Last one. Michael Pindad.
Difference maker.
The what?
Difference maker.
Ladies and gentlemen,
That we listen.
Hey, you don't close no show, bro.
I was just going to say how I love you guys for listening.
My brother Cartwright, you gave us an hour and 20 beyond the time you had planned on giving us.
Man, listen.
And
Listen, man. I really enjoyed this. I won't come back.
We wanted you to see that this is the best show in the country, and I think now you've experienced that
If
this
you
is
come
the
back, we
best.
can ask you some tough questions. You ain't get more pump faking.
Yeah, no problem.
We wouldn't invite Tito. We let somebody else come because Tito can pump fake.
Hold on. See, let me make this clear. I like this guy. I don't have a problem with this guy. I didn't invite this guy to beat him up.
I think everybody here like this guy because there's
No.
a whole complete.
No, because I like Carlo that man. It's time to show up. He don't show up. Or show him when you're supposed to be here, don't be here. But y'all don't do that to me. I can say it on here.
I think I going harder than everybody else. I was the hardest person inside today.
My boss, you do the right thing. You steer the ship like you normally do. You steer the ship to make sure
But it was
we don't
good-
lose
it was
control.
really good
Listen,
having
we
you.
enjoyed you,
man, it
you,
was good- it was good to be here, man.
I think I didn't get no comments online, right? There was a bunch of comments. Listeners, please forgive me. We had so much we want to talk about to the good deputy leader, but he's coming back though because he
Yeah,
enjoyed it so
I'll be
much.
back, man.
He has to come back.
I'll be
I can take one comment from online. This Carlos Reed say, ask him how much points he had. Carlos Reed say, how much points you had?
I had just as many points as he did. Tell him how much points you had, Carlos Reed. I had more rebounds than you. You know what I mean?
Carlos said, let me play. I tell Carlos I want to play on the team, he let me play on the team.
You know, politician, no pastor.
I can play with them.
You know, politician, no pastor.
I'm more pastor than you.
No, but that's fine.
Tell Carlos
Hold on,
Reed.
you
Tell
go on-
Carlos Reed. It's now time he stop playing in his own game.
Carlos,
man, you know?
Carlos Reed say you lie. Hold on, you going goose egg? You going goose? No, hold on now.
Yeah.
How much assist you are though? Because you're a point guard by nature.
No,
Yeah,
but he's not
listen.
saying no.
Listen
He's
to me.
he's diving for ball.
Listen, man.
He's on the
I
diving
had-
for ball.
I had
Hold on,
more-
man.
listen.
Shanendon, you score?
He's a
I had
Well,
more.
my
No,
God,
no,
knows.
no,
Point
here's
guard
the
by
thing. No,
nature.
here's the thing.
Man, you hate that.
No.
This our
I
generation, man. You
listen to
going
me.
to score?
No, listen to me. I made a determination, right? Because I ain't in that shape I was in 10 years ago. That I would have gone in and played a
Facilitate.
certain role.
Facilitate.
Right? I had more rebounds than some of the big fellas.
Yeah,
Right? I had more rebounds than some of the big fellas.
He's diving for ball.
Making sure getting people involved. Had a lot of assists
Right.
and so forth. When I was in shape, I could do but 4 things.
Now you get this.
I decided to do 2. Just make sure play some defense and get the ball to the right people.
Okay,
Next
I got
year
you.
it'll be better.
Okay, I got you. Listen, man, we enjoyed this thoroughly, man. Appreciate you for giving us this time tonight. And we can send you an escort. That's going to be Kenyatta for Sean Taylor. Going to be with you in Fox Hill. Stay next to him. He's a Fox Hill boy. He can make sure nothing happens to
You
him.
didn't ask him right quick. You should have asked him, Fred.
No, we supposed to get on dock, but we ain't get on dock.
What talk to you?
I already done, but ladies and gentlemen, we done, man. Thank you so much, my dear brother, man. Appreciate you so much. And I'm tuning us next week. I don't know who we have next week. I don't know, boy. I don't know where we get from here. I know.
I know. I working on one.
All right. We get somewhere from here. Have a good night, everybody. We out here. Blessings.
I working on my best.
Most days of my life, I from job to job. Keep working. All I try to do in life is succeed, yeah. So I work real hard to supply my needs. Grandma say, I see, you're working really hard. But tell me, boy,